Hey, this is Jamie from Capsule Computers, and today we are reviewing Middle-earth: Shadow of War. This open-world action game is available now for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Windows. At the time of the recording of this video, the game costs $59.99 US. In Australia, the Windows version will run you $89.95 Australian or $99.95 for the console version. The Middle-earth games are set between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Shadow of War picks up right after the events of Shadow of Mordor. The game's script is excellent. The writers did a great job of channeling Tolkien, willingly leaving the familiar prose of video game script writing and trying poetic verses in the game. It's a gamble that pays off well for Shadow of War. While the poetry isn't going to go down as Nobel Literature Prize-winning material, it really drives the whole Middle-earth setting home. The writing, however, is at its best during the comic relief. The characters are generally likable, though I find Celebrimbor to be a bit one-dimensional at times. However, the Jester characters are just laugh-out-loud funny and so easy to fall in love with. Frankly, these are the type of characters I'll still have a chuckle about when I think about Shadow of War in a few months' time. Shadow of War's gameplay is excellent. The Nemesis system has been expanded over Shadow of Mordor with great success. The Nemesis system creates amazing emergent storylines that is unique to the Middle-earth series. I can't count how many times I wanted to throw a controller with fury when the same orc captain killed me off after yet another long 15-minute battle. Yet at the same time, there is no sweeter feeling in the game than executing that pest that has taunted you over Talion's dead body for the last several hours. The inclusion of the follower system that can save Talion from certain death or backstab him at the most inopportune time is a solid addition to the game. It's really personal when the orc you so lovingly protected and nurtured into a killing machine decides to turn his learned skills on you. The new army mechanic lets players attack and take over Stronghold. It's the next logical step for the Nemesis system and works really well. The combat is very responsive thanks to the game's tight controls. I like how the game encourages players to specialize in their favorite style of combat, but to still be reasonably skilled in all other styles with the varying strengths and weaknesses of individual captains, and having captains being able to adapt their tactics that are used against them too often. The new, more traditional loot system synergizes well with the Nemesis system, providing more incentive to chase down that orc that has dominated the player over and over again. Alright, it's time to address the elephant in the room. My goal here is to keep my video reviews around 5 minutes or less, and debating microtransaction and loot boxes could take up to 50 minutes. So I'm going to leave most of that for the written review and focus purely on how well Shadow of War implements microtransactions and loot boxes. It's not as bad as all the doom and gloom predicted on social media before the game's release. Shadow of War provides plenty of opportunities for players to earn loot boxes, and frankly, I never felt pressured to buy one in my time playing the game. The Nemesis system inherently has a grindy element to it, so just playing the game will get you a lot of the loot or the orcs you need. The loot boxes just feel more like a shortcut for busy professionals with more money than they do have time. Now, the system is not perfect. I feel like adding another small story arc, even a side plot, would have balanced out the grinding to story ratio a little bit better. But hey, it could have been worse. A lot worse. The audio-visual presentation is excellent. The art style feels like a modernized and expanded take on Shadow of Mordor. Since the map has been expanded over the previous game, it's really good to see a wide variety of environments and different orc tribes with distinct cultures being added to the game. It really helps break up the visual monotony that Shadow of Mordor sometimes struggled with. The sound effects are solid. I am impressed by the overall quality of the voice acting, considering there are so many different characters and captains that all needed voice actors. The soundtrack is fantastic and is definitely worthy to share shelf space with the Lord of the Rings film scores. Middle-earth: Shadow of War isn't revolutionary like Shadow of Mordor, but it's evolutionary. Shadow of War takes all the right steps to improve, polish, and expand on the previous game. If you're against the idea of supporting a single-player game with microtransactions on principle, I think you have a completely valid reason to do so. Hats off to you for sticking to your guns, because you're missing out on a fantastic sequel to Shadow of Mordor. Really, the biggest thing holding the game back from a 9.0 score is the slightly grindy nature of the game and the microtransactions. I'm awarding Middle-earth: Shadow of War 8.5 capsules out of 10. If you want to read our full review, be sure to check out the link in the description or in the video's card. I hope to see you soon. This is Jamie from Capsule Computers signing off. Hey YouTube, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and subscribe to Capsule Computers for more awesome videos. If you're looking for more videos to watch, why don't you check out our review of South Park: The Fractured But Whole here on the right. And if you're looking for another action RPG to play, why don't you check out our review of The Witcher 3 here on the left.